You know, here I go again. This is so damn interesting. I have this app on my phone called Picture This, and it's basically a plant identifier. You've got to pay for it, but well, you don't have to pay for it. You can opt out. It's a pain in the balls, but you can opt out every time. And the last mile or so, I've been just taking photographs of the trees, and it will identify it. And I'm blown away by how many different trees there are around here. And the most predominant is the northern red oak. There's a lot of white pine, and there's actually northern white cedar too. It's very fascinating. I never thought I'd be really interested in this kind of stuff. I might do a video on all the different plants I find down here. This is just something I've recently got into. This is what I love about the whole Bigfoot thing, because you know, you do get exposed to other stuff. You know, I don't think that there's any activity in this area, but it doesn't stop me from coming down here because the rewards are so many. I mean, I have I might even pay for this app. You can actually, yeah, there was Scots pine, there was northern red oak, white pine, cucumber tree. I'd never even heard of a cucumber tree. Common, so there's a lot of other trees. I'll have to do a video on it, but you can actually point it at a mushroom. It'll tell you what type of mushroom it is. It's quite an amazing software. This I'm actually blown away. It didn't fail to identify one tree or plant that I took a picture of. And you know, because I've always been like, you always hear these encounters of it was peeking out from behind this big oak tree and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know it's an oak tree. I mean, but you know, when you start looking and learning all this stuff, you can, I know what an oak tree looks like now. You know, I didn't really grow up in the country. Well, I didn't grow up in the big city, but I grew up in a place where there weren't many trees, and it was all just, you know, rolling hills and fields and stuff like that. There's not much in the way of trees and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff is very new to me, and I find it very fascinating. This I've always liked the idea of it, but now I'm putting it into practice, just getting out there and exploring nature. I've been walking for a while. I'm kind of out of breath, but I might do a little quick video on the trees and stuff and the plants along my hiking trail. I find it very fascinating. I know a lot of people probably don't, but I kind of do. Yeah, the app is called Picture This, and all you've got to do is go up to the tree. Oh, thank you, Nikki. You posted something yesterday, Nikki, and I saw it come up on the notifications, but then when I went to the video, it wasn't there. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Yeah, so this little app, you can just go up to a tree or a plant and take a picture, and it'll scan it, and then it'll tell you what it is. I'll give you all the details and what kind of temperature it exists in, and all of the stuff. You know, how much water it needs or stuff like that. I'm not too sure, but there was even a cucumber tree. I'd never even heard of a cucumber tree. Now this one right in front of us here, that pine tree just all by itself, not pine, beech or birch, isn't it? Birch. That is, I think it's a sweet birch. And these, no, I'm not sure what that is. It's a birch of some sort, but these are beech. Actually, no, they're oak. They're northern red oak. So, sorry, I just got a notification my battery was down. So yeah, I might do a video on that. It's a lot of fun. You know, my family back home is making fun of me, calling me David Attenborough. But this is just something I've discovered lately. That I really like this kind of stuff. Like the outdoors and stuff, and I'm starting to get a real good grip. And I want to, next year I'm going to spend a lot of time camping. I'm even going to try solo camping, and that's a big one for me, because When you're not familiar with the terrain, you can get easily freaked out, you know. And I'm going to do it in stages, like the guys were saying on the interview the other night. Just, you know, go to a campground and solo camp at a campground, and then, you know, work your way up, because I get freaked out easy. Now, I think I took a wrong... No, I didn't take a wrong turn. I just didn't see... Oh yeah, I know where I am. Yeah, I took a couple of wrong turns today, and I got purposely lost because I wanted to get more mileage in than I usually get. Now I'm getting into a different zone now. My battery's almost dead, but the vegetation looks different, so I'm going to try to see if I can identify any more plants. Yeah, a lot of these plants I'd never even heard of. And there's like I think there's like 10 different trees that are predominant. You know, there's other trees here and there, but it seems to be like the northern red oak, which is, I think it's that one there. And then the eastern white pine, which is that one. You know, that's the one with all of the pine, the needles and stuff. The branches don't really start until you get way up the tree. And so I don't know if you would call this old growth. I keep hearing people talking about old growth and stuff and different types of forest. I don't really know what all of that means. I kind of have an idea, but I'm not educated in any of this kind of stuff, and I find it fascinating. I really do. Now this right here in the summer was like a fern patch. I mean, it was just ferns in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know why. Or I don't know, but it's all, see the way it's all just black now, or brown? That was all ferns. And then, almost overnight, it just turned into, obviously the frost killed it, or whatever it was. But, yeah, this place has so many little nooks and crannies that you can explore. I love it. Now these things here, these are all like pretty new. These kind of things here, I think they're Scots pine, because I saw a couple of those down on the beach, and that's what they were. But you know, they could be a totally different species altogether. That's how many different types of vegetation there are down here. It's amazing. Yeah, so these look like right on the right and left of me. They're all new. Then you go back into the forest there. They're all, by the looks of it, eastern pine, right? And then those are all oak. So I'm starting to get the hang of this. Anyway, I might do a video on that app, which I think is so useful. If you're going to be hiking and stuff anyway, you might as well utilize it if you're interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, we had a problem with those beetles, what are they called again? Asian pine beetles or something. So you get the sections and it's just all like clear cut. And they must have planted these Scots pine in you know, to make up for it. I don't know how it works. But I mean, this whole reservoir is like, you get to one section and it's completely different than the other section. It's so varied. It's, you know, I came down here last Sunday. I did 6 miles. Today I kind of, like I said, like, see right here, that's all been clear cut, right? Looks like, yeah, it's definitely, you can see tree stumps that have been sawed down. That was probably a section where they had some of those pine beetles ravaging the forest, you know. But look at this. I mean, that picture, this app would tell me what these are. I'm not going to do that now. Actually, I might, because it seems to be that's the end of this patch, so I might get a couple more plants in before I leave. Anyway, I'm just talking too much. I'll talk to you guys later.